That's right. It's capping the card with the formula here. Saratoga, August 23rd is this Saturday coming up. Travers Day. Travers Day. We've got a little race for that one. I mean, the whole card is really solid from top to bottom. It's a shame we couldn't get more horses in the Travers. That's the way it works. Sovereignties is looking pretty dominant here. I think he's beatable. Not in this race. Not with this crowd, but I do think he's beatable. We've seen him beaten before. So why not try to do that again? But anyhow, here we are. We're looking ahead, capping the card. We got 14 races that we're looking down. I'm going to run through all of them. Before I do that, let's take a look. Last week, August 16th, how'd we do? I had two wins in. Did I miss a number there somewhere? I missed the number on race 2 here. I forgot how much I won for race 2. We had 2 wins in the safe play. We had 3 wins in the value play. My favorite part of all, though, is looking at the exacta boxes. All right. If we looked at the exacta boxes and you just simply box up the 2 that I give you, if there's a scratch, don't play it at all. But if you just box up the 2 that I give you, would have won an 890 and then a 49.75. And you look below here, you can see that the last 4 cap on the cards, giving you a positive ROI every single time. 167% last week, 196, 123, 193. You know what that makes you?
Baby, look at me. Look at me.
We got one!
Your money, and you know what else? You're a big winner tonight.
We specialize in making stacks on stacks on stacks on stacks.
You're a big winner. I'm going to ask you a simple question. I want you to listen to me.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Who's the big winner here tonight at the casino? Huh? Mikey, that's who. Mikey's the big winner.
There we go. That's a long way to put it, that if you played those, you'd be the big winner. Congratulations if you did. I know I hit on a couple of these as well. So thank you. Hopefully we do that this week too. 14 options. Hopefully we beat it. Let's start at race 1. Maiden special weight. Oh boy, the maidens. The maiden special weight races with the firster, 6 firsters, 3 main track only entries. I'm starting here with Franklin Delano. Didn't look great the first time out. Was bumped. So I like to take that in consideration, especially with some of the maiden specials. Maybe they get a cleaner ride this time. Maybe they get a jockey upgrade, getting Irad Ortiz. That's going to help a Franklin Delano. Has had some good workouts going into this, starting off at 9-2. I mean, that's a pretty good number for an opening race. Safe play. My value play here, just a little bit higher on the morning line. McPeak, Luis Rivera Jr. on the number 5 Farrell. Rough start the first time out. Recovered to finish 4th. Only 3 lengths back, though, in that 4th place finish. And the closing I do like. Even though he had a rough start, he closed really well. That was at 6 furlongs. Now he's stretching out to 8.5. And I think that does favor a horse like Farrell, who showed that he had that closing ability. So feeling pretty good about that value play there on Farrell in race 1. Got an optional claimer. 115K purse, 9.5 furlongs. We're going deep on this one. Going deep. Early adopter. The one horse here looks like the best at 9 furlongs and more. I do like, especially when we get into these longer distances, I really pay close attention to the horses that have run this before, have run it several times. Won at this distance against 11 other horses in Keelan in April. Loves the distance. Didn't look great at the Belmont Derby, but obviously this is a class down from that. Rungus at 12-1 runs the distance and often finishes like 3 to 5 lengths off, which for 12-1 is not that bad. I mean, you're looking for a horse here that you might be able to partner in, maybe hit that exacta box like I was talking about before. 3 third place finishes twice. It's with Ricardo Santana. So Santana's gotten him there before. That is the jockey he's going to have on Saturday. That's in the last 5 races, but also 5 third places, a first place in the last 8. So if you go back a little bit further, you start to look at his record overall. I like the distance here for Rungus. Great value for a horse that finds himself in the money that often. Rungus. Maiden special weight for 100K, 6.5 furlongs on dirt. The number 8 horse, Tam Tam, coming from Phil Bauer. Jose Ortiz, Medaglio d'Oro. This is 9 horses, all of them firsters. There are some coupled horses here as well. So we're going 1 and 1A up to 8. But yeah, Tam Tam, the one on the outside here, 60-second 5 furlong workout. I do like that. Feels like the safest, despite obviously some unknowns here, like in the combo of the trainer and jockey sire as well. If you look at that 2 glamorized at 5-1, 5-1, you're getting Chad Brown and Flavian Pratt. Opens at a good price. Probably won't hang that high, but again, I'm looking at the morning line and thinking if you get 5-1 on that horse, yeah, I think I might take that. Going on to race 4, maiden special weight, 90K, 6 furlongs on dirt. Keeping it real. The number 7 horse at 5-2, Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt, City of Light, has been in the money 4 times in 4 races. This one is ready to pop. 1 length behind last time out. Flavian Pratt has come close twice on this horse before, so it does feel like this is the time. Feels like this is the race for keeping it real. But then you also have Call Bob at 6-1. Definitely a challenger to set the pace. Has faded several times out, but you know what happens sometimes with these horses, right? They set the pace in one race, they fade in a maiden special. Then sometimes it's just about conditioning. They've got that mentality, might go out there and grab it and take it and not look back. May happen with Call Bob. Um, and lately has held on for some close seconds. So even if Call Bob doesn't win, if you get anything close to that 6-1, this does feel like a horse that's going to sit there and might find its way into the money at 6 furlongs, setting the pace like that, holding on. That makes sense for a horse like Call Bob, in my opinion. Moving on at a brisk pace here. Allowance 95K. Purse 5.5 furlongs on turf. Anna's Call, coming off several stakes races where the horse did very well but came up short on wins, coming down to allowance. Should be in the class. Yes, indeed. First time mount for Irad Ortiz. A lot of things setting up here nicely for the Miguel Clement trained Anna's Call. Definitely seems like the right horse at 5-2 if you're going to be picking chalky horses. Feels like the right call here. Olivia's Grace, the 7 horse at 6-1. Has my highest speed figures, though, including last time out speed figure, surface, and distance. They're all at maiden races, though, which is sometimes why you can get that knock. The morning line will be 6-1 as opposed to having something lower like Anna's Call. So obviously there's a class difference. There's a maturity difference. But all 3 races, the horse has found her way into 1 length off of the 1 length off of the win, or has found the win herself. So definitely some consideration there. Sometimes you find value in these horses coming off maidens. Sometimes they do get overvalued even. But this one, Olivia's Grace, I feel like is worth the opportunity, worth the risk. Still more maidens. We got 8 firsters in this one. My top pick here, I'm going to go with the 7-2 Todd Pletcher horse here, the one that does have some experience, because the experience looks pretty good. Only the second time out here, the only second timer in this race, but it looked close last time out. Set the pace, 45-second 4 furlong, and then faded. Right, set a pretty blistering pace like that. Fading makes sense. But still, even with that fade, didn't fall way back, just 2 lengths off of the finish there. Often second-time shooters are better conditioned and ready the next time out. I'm expecting the same for Vino Vici. My World, trained by Brad Cox, running good 5 furlong workouts, getting Manny Franco in the mount. Essential quality. Still, sorry, we don't know a whole lot about, but definitely love the horse. So My World at 8-1. Get a Brad Cox horse 8-1. He often does. He does well with firsters. His firster percentage is one of the better ones. So I got to get him in there for my value play. Now we're getting into some of the graded stakes races. We got the Lake Placid, a G2, 400K, 8 furlongs on turf. It is a small field, 6 horses, so keep that in mind. Mayday ready, best numbers on turf and at the distance. Strong closing ability. Second place in BC behind Lake Victoria and in front of Nitrogen. Hasn't shown much since, though. Has lost to Nitrogen twice since. So this is a horse that's looking for a bounce back. Did look better last race. I would definitely say that at 5-2, this is not an impervious horse. This is not a horse that you single. Even in a 6-horse field, I think there's definitely it prone to loss here potentially. even though I'm saying it's my safe play, when I look across the board at safe plays, this is my favorite horse, but I feel like there's opportunity for her to get beaten. And to be honest with you, Scarlet Sands, this could be the one that does it. This is the early speed in the race at 8 furlongs, a race full of closers, and this is a pace setter. A horse like Scarlet Sands at 10 to 1 could get out in front if unchallenged. This could be an upset here, Scarlet Sands. So yeah, even though my safe play made a ready, classing down a little bit, I'm not 100% sold on that horse being the clear-cut winner here. Scarlet Sands, I do kind of like an upset here. Allowance 95K, 8.5 furlongs on turf. Tongue Twister. It was close under IRAD last time out, finishing 1 length off the win in a similar race. Finished in the money 4 of the last 5 times, consistently good with strong closing ability. So yeah, IRAD Ortiz 4-1 on Tongue Twister the 12. Moving down to Dividend Recap the 6 horse. Miguel Clements got this one with Joel Rosario. Just broke her maiden with a 4+ length win, going 9 furlongs in that one. Took 3 efforts, was close the first time, second time, not so good. Comes into this race getting 8-1. Similar situation I talked about before. It's a horse coming off a maiden win, jumping in with the big girls in this case. Big girls, big boys. I can't remember if this is the females or the males. Well, anyway, this is a horse coming in off of a maiden victory. Sometimes those get downgraded because they're going from racing against 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds to all of a sudden 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens with Dividend Recap. I feel like the last race, this horse has been there quite often. Got over that second race, got a win. So I think Dividend Recap is worth a shot here at 8-1. Personal Ensign, this one is worth half of
$1 million.
500K, 9 furlongs on dirt. Personal Ensign, and what are you going to say about Torpedo Anna? Just looks the part. Wind speed figure battle. That should be battle up and down. Other than the one letdown 2 races ago, hard to bet against this horse. I'm sure some people are going to find ways to poke holes in Torpedo Anna and try, but man, this horse is just a beast. Raging Sea is going to be my value play here at 5-1. Chad Brown, Flavian Pratt. This is the last horse to beat Torpedo Anna. So why not at 5-1 if that's going to be your long shot? It seems about right. 2 long third places since then, since the La Troyne win. Was bumped in both those races, looking for a bounce back here, obviously. But I think the big thing to consider here is it's a 9 furlong race. This is the only true closer in the race. You look across and you look at where these horses are projected to be pace-wise. There's a lot of pace setting. There's a lot of stalkers in this race. A lot of horses that are going to really get up and maybe push the pace a little hotter than it should be. This opens up the door for a horse like Raging Sea to really squeak in there at the end with a strong close. So maybe it sets up just right for Raging Sea. All right. Once again, so we're at the Jerkens. This is worth half of
$1 million.
That's right. 7 furlongs on dirt. I'm going with a couple alsos here. Yeah, Verifier, perfect 3 of 3. Rated as the best last race by my Formula Speed figures. Last time out, sat off the pace in a stalking position, closed for a 3-length win over Smokin' Wicked and Captain Cook. Currently second behind Patch Adams in terms of morning line rank for the 2 Brad Cox horses in this race. So again, this is the other, that's what I should have said before, the other Brad Cox Verifier. But I look at Verifier and I think this is probably the better of the 2. And I was a real big Patch Adams fan, and maybe that's why I'm picking Verifier here, because been through Patch Adams through the good and the bad, and there's been some bad or questionable, some less than dominant looks and appearances. And I like the fact that Verifier went gate to wire, but then also went to a stalking position and still showed no issues. So Verifier, that's my safe play at 4-1, the 5 horse. We've got 3 Baffert horses here. And I think I'm going with the other Baffert horse, Midland Money at 8-1 behind Barnes and Modicat Road. I think you're getting a lot of value from this horse, though, with Joel Rosario on the mount, 2 gate-to-wire wins. We have seen more from the other two. We've seen them lose along the way, so we've seen the chinks in the armor. Maybe it's just a case of I haven't seen the bad from Midland Money yet. And this is a horse that's gone gate to wire twice. You can imagine that at 7 furlongs, he's going to want to blitz the field. Maybe this is a good spot for Barnes too. I don't know, but in terms of value at 8-1, I think Midland Money getting Joel Rosario, it's definitely worth a shot here. All right, Ballerina worth $500,000. I'm not going to play it again. You guys got you guys got it. 7 furlongs on dirt, G1. Claret Beret likes the distance. 4 times ran at the distance, 7 furlongs in the last 10 races. 1 second place, and that was the last race. 2 first place by 6 lengths in those races. Big runner, getting IRAD. First run under Safi 2 races ago, won by 19 lengths in that one. Main concern here is obviously class, but running huge in some smaller races, I feel sometimes makes up for that. Not this time. I really like the sire, especially at the distance. Not this time has been a pretty strong sire. So 6-1. 6-1. I'm going to call that my safe play for the Safi horse. And when I say the Safi horse, I mean one of the 2 Safi horses I'm picking, because I also like Mystic Lake here at 10-1. Wow. I'm at Saratoga and I'm picking 2 Safi horses in the same race. Who would have thunk, right? But yeah, you got the likely pace setter here. Average winnings at the distance are significantly higher than the other horses. 6 wins in 10 races, getting 10-1 on Mystic Lake. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. But I like my combo of Claret Beret in the Ballerina and Mystic Lake. All right, now we're at the Forego G1, $500,000 again, 7 furlongs on dirt. Bookham Dano. I mean, when I look at the heat map here, I see just a lot of green on Bookham Dano, right? My formula speed figures are just jumping off the page with Bookham Dano. Well above the rest in 11 horse field, 5 wins in 10 races, including big wins in the last 2 races. Saratoga won the True North and the Vanderbilt. So Bookham Dano, even sub 2-1. It's a safe play, right? Safe play. Bookham Dano makes sense as a safe play. Sometimes I don't pick the chalk, but this time it feels chalk. Looking across, there are a couple horses that I was thinking of picking for this value play here, but I landed on Crazy Mason. Runs well in the Naira tracks, Saratoga, and mainly Aqueduct, but also Saratoga. 3rd at the True North, winner of 3 straight at Aqueduct this past winter. I think the reason you're getting 10-1 here is we went to the Bing Crosby all the way in Delmar, had a bit of a letdown there. So that brings his price down a bit. He's at 10-1 now. I think there's good value in there. Bouncing back, coming back to New York where he wants to be, I'm thinking. It's also one of the few closers in this race, which is one of the reasons I wanted to pick Crazy Mason, just looking at where a lot of the pace is. I think, you might get a strong closer here. I know it's only 7 furlongs, but door could open up for a horse like Crazy Mason. Now we're moving on to the Travers. This one's worth 1.25 million, is 10 furlongs on dirt. So we're going the distance. Safe play here. Why even bother? We got 5 horses in this race. One of them is Sovereignty. The only other one I would look at is Magnitude, going off at 2-1. Those are the only 2 that you can even talk about in terms of a safe play. Strategic Focus lost to Chancer McPatrick in the Curlin. Was highly thought upon going into that race. Got bet down to even money, but didn't show it in that race. Maybe it was a learning moment. Maybe it was a building moment, getting up to something like the Travers. So that's why I think if you're going to have a value play at 6-1 in a 5-horse race, the Chad Brown Flavian Pride Gun Runner combo of Strategic Focus is your best bet. Not going to beat Sovereignty or Magnitude, I don't think, though. I wouldn't put him there. Maybe squeaks in for second. Maybe beats one of them. Maybe gets in for that second place. But, what are you going to do with that? Closest thing I can give you to a value play, though, is Strategic Focus in this race. Finally, let's wrap it up. 50,000 maiden race here, 8 furlongs on turf. Let's start it off with the 9-horse Catholic Edition at 5-1. The Linda Rice, Jose Ortiz had 2 third-place finishes. The first one was only 2 lengths off. The other one was a little bit more. Bumping up to Jose Ortiz might help put her over the edge. We'll see what happens. Fire Agate didn't show up as much in her first race, finishing 7th, but respectively 30 lengths off the win in that one. So even though 7th place, it was a clump, if you will. 3 lengths off the win, moving from Miguel Clement to Michael Maker, getting Flavian Pratt. That could be a bit of help there as well. So Fire Agate, feeling like there's good value there at 8-1. So there you have it. Good luck to everybody this Saturday. Hope you enjoyed. Hope some of you hit those exactas like I did. And if not, maybe we'll hit some this weekend. Hopefully. Good luck to you.